Welcome to the data.shom video tutorial. In this video, I would like to explain you how to download forecast files from data.shom.fr. Please note that only files dated from less than 15 days are available directly online. For files dated from more than 15 days, you will need to access the archives through an asynchronous process with a file repository and an email that is sent to you with a link to access it inside. First, we will see how to download current file directly online, and then how to download data from the archive. In both cases, we will detail how to do it manually and then automatically through an HTTP request. At any time, if you can read a little French, you can refer to the online help here. Download the PDF file and go to the section 6 here. So let's see first how to download current data, that is to say, data dated from less than 15 days. When you arrive on the welcome page, first load the forecast map of the parameter you want. Open the catalog here, and for the example, let's display the waves forecast map. Close the catalog. Then go to the area you want and choose the right zoom scale so that the portal displays the model you want to download. Indeed, remember that depending on the zoom scale, the model that is visualized and that you will thus download is not necessarily the same. For example, I began with a large zoom scale with MF1 forecast, so I zoomed to display the WaveWatch 3 coastal forecast gridded at a 500 meter resolution. Then select the day you want to download, for example the 3rd of August here. The hour doesn't matter because you will download the full daily file with 24 hours of data. Then click on the tool tab here, then on the download button, and then select the zoom you want. In the case of the WaveWatch 3 models, there are lots of different zooms, so my advice is to refer to the online help at the section 6.10, where the zooms and their names are illustrated here for the Atlantic and here for the Mediterranean Sea. In our example, let's focus on the Manche Sud zoom gridded at a 500 meter resolution on that area. So let's click on the right zoom. That opens a window with a recap of your request. Here the name of the model and zoom selected, here the date selected, here the format netcdf. Please note that all the forecasts are in a netcdf format, except Meteo forecast and MF1 waves forecast that are in a grip format from Meteo France. So when you're ready, just click on the download button here to get immediately the zip file here that you can save anywhere you want. So let's see. Here you have your zip file that you will have to unzip 2 times. So first to open the delivery, and then you will have access to the XML metadata file, and here the netcdf file that you will need to unzip a second time. Here is your netcdf file, so if you want you can remove the .dl extension that only refers to the fact that it is a downloaded file. So here is your netcdf file ready to be used. Okay, now you know how to download manually an online file. Let's see how to do it automatically in case you need to do it every day, for example, if you want up-to-date forecast every morning. So you will be able to do it thanks to a simple HTTP request. You will find an example of HTTP request in the online help again at the section 6.4 here. Here is an example of HTTP request that you will have to fill in with the name of the model you want to download. So let's do it together. So I copy the request in a new tab in my internet browser, and I need the name of the model to fill in the request. So if it's your first time, my advice is to do it manually first, like we just did, to be sure that you have the right name. Here I got the full right name here. So I copy it and put it in the request at the two places needed. I launch the request and get immediately the zip file that I can save where I want. So one of the interests of this process is also that if I want another day, I just have to change the date in the request here and here, launch a request and get the other day. Okay, so now you know how to download a current data file that is online and dated from less than 15 days. If you want an older file, you will need to access the archives. So let's see how to do this manually first. You will have to do just like we did previously. Display the model you want to download. This time the date doesn't matter. Click on the download button here, select the zoom, but this time instead of dealing with the current data window, you will go to the archive data window, where you have to fill in with your email address, where you will receive the email confirmation that the delivery is ready. Here you can choose the date of the data you want. So you can choose any date after the 1st of January 2016. So let's select, for example, in 2016, January the 15th. Wait a few seconds to have the confirmation that the date is available. Then click on the download button here. After a few minutes, you should receive that kind of email of confirmation. So even if you don't read French, just remember that it contains the link to directly download the zip file. This link is active during 30 days after the request. So click on it and get the zip file of the data in January 2016. Save it anywhere you want. So please note that the downloaded files is the one generated at the time of the forecast. So the format may differ a little bit from the current one. There may be less parameter, for example, than today. So you know how to access the archives manually. Let's see now how to do it automatically, in case you want to download several days, for example, or weeks. This time, please refer to the instructions at the bottom of the archive data window. Here, you will see that to get the file, you will need two successive HTTP requests. The first one, like this, allows the generation of the delivery in the file repository. In return, you will get an identification ID, a publication ID, sorry, and a key that you will need to build the second request to download actually the zip file. So let's do it together. So I copy the request, paste it in another tab of my browser, fill in my address, my email address, I will need to put the date, 15th of January 2016, and also the name of the model. So again, if you want to be sure, do it manually first to be sure you have the right name. Paste it in the request and launch the request. There the file is getting prepared, and in return you get that publication ID and the key. So while the delivery is being prepared, we will build the second request. So let's get the example here in the instruction. I copy it and paste it in a second tab here. And I need now to fill it with the key and the publication ID. Here. And I need now again the name of the model. I can get here. Obviously it's easier to build this request in a script. Okay, followed by the date. Then I launch the request, and as the delivery is ready, I get the zip file immediately, and I can save it anywhere else. Okay, so now you know how to download forecast files online or from data.shom archives. In both cases you can do it manually and automatically. So thank you for your attention, and see you soon on our data.shom data portal.